All right. In five, four, three, two, one. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. I am your host, Ro Thompson. And as always, we got a special guest on tonight, none other than the great Aiden Aguilar. What's going on, Aiden? How you doing tonight?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there pretty good, man. It's good to have you on the podcast tonight. I've been following your junior golf journey for a while, and I saw the big win you had a couple of weeks ago. I said, man, I gotta see if I can get him on tonight, you know?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Before we get into all the accolades and everything that's going on in your junior golf world, uh, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the game of golf.
Yeah, I'm in Aguilar. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My grandpa got me into the game, around the age of 6. He just started off by taking me to par three courses, taking me to the local driving range. And I just really fell in love with it. It's very challenging. I'm always up for a challenge. It's a game you can play for your entire life. So I think it's great.
That's true. That is so true. You can play it forever.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's a very challenging game, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So listen, so you tell us about your early days. How old were you when you got started? Take us a little bit through your journey.
Yeah, our condo that we lived in had a little putting green out front. So I had little plastic clubs when I was about 2, 3 years old. I really didn't start getting really involved in the game of golf probably until about 6 or 7. And just then I was just going out to the driving range, having a little bit of fun. And started taking some lessons at my local course that I grew up on. Started going to a couple golf camps, and by the age of probably I'd say about 10, I really started playing some competitive golf.
That's good. That's good. And you started off, of course, in the SCJGA. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Did you do any US kids coming up?
No, I didn't actually. I know most people do. I never
You
really
did.
got it. I just kind of went straight into the SCJGA. Our local pro at a course probably only about 5 minutes away. He would host like a couple tournaments with a couple kids, and that's kind of where.
Good.
And within the next year, I ended up on SCJGA.
Gotcha. Now, we all know golf can be a very challenging sport. Why do you continue to play even when it's frustrating, even when, some days you seem like you just don't have it? Now, you always have your good days and your bad days, but why do you like golf?
Um, like I said earlier, I'm always up for challenge. I think golf. I've played a lot of sports growing up,
Right.
and I decided to stick with golf and try and pursue that with my future. I think it's a challenge. It's never ending. You're always practicing on stuff that you don't feel is not going to say perfect, but not good at the time. And just keep practicing, working hard. Working hard has always paid off, and I'd like to keep working hard and see where it gets me.
That's good. That's good. Now you've been just talked about practice a little bit. Walk us through your practice routine. What's your day like when you get to the course?
Yeah, most of the time I head over to school. I'm fortunate this year to only have one class, so I have a lot of time to work on other.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
but the course is only about 5 minutes up the road. There's an extra hole. It's just like a little 19th hole, practice hole. I love to
Okay.
start out over there, hit a little pitch shots from about 20 to 60 yards, just kind of going back and forth, never getting, used to the same shot. Then I kind of work my way back and hit some fuller wedges. Most of the time, I end up after that going over to the putting green, working on
Okay.
putting for about an hour, just working on some drills, working on start lines, some chalk. And then most of the time I head back over to the range, start working on some fields and technicality work that me and my coach work on. And then if I have enough time after that, I'd like to go out and play 9 holes at least, just depending on what the daylight is.
That's good. And what's your home course, Aiden?
I practice at World Tour a lot, just because it's close, and then
Oh yeah.
the DJ golf school is over at TPC Myrtle Beach, so I get to play out at TPC Myrtle Beach a lot.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah, World Tour is that course where they have the duplicate courses from
Yes,
the
sir. Yes,
great
sir.
courses.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, we played that course before. It's a good course out. That's a good course out there.
Yeah, every
So,
hole
so yeah, go ahead.
every hole is very different. So it's not the same hole ever back and forth, back to back. So I think it's good practice.
That's good. That sounds like a great practice routine. And what do you feel like Aiden is the strongest part of your game?
I definitely say my ball striking. I think my irons and wedges. I've always strived to be one of the best wedge players.
Yeah,
I want to have that title. So I work on wedges a lot. I work on everything a lot, but specifically wedges. I think wedges are very important to the game, and really just the long irons, mid irons, all about it.
that's good. That's good. And what do you feel like the part of your game that you gotta grind and you gotta really put extra work in?
Definitely putting. I'm when I was younger, I never used to think putting, did a whole lot, and I've gotten to the point where it's all about putting at this point. So
Right.
it's a daily process of just getting the putter locked in and getting start lines, getting speed down. So
That's good. Yeah, putting sometimes putting can get away from you. You can be maybe around 24, 25, 26 putts. And
yes,
then
sir.
sometimes you could be around that 32, 33, 34 putts. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yes, sir.
What's your lowest putting round and what's your highest?
I unfortunately my highest is pretty high up there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I know.
might have snuck in the 40s one time or another.
I,
Uh,
yeah,
but putting's all about confidence.
yeah,
If the ball's not dropping, your confidence kind of derails. Like we said earlier, you might not show it, but you get a little frustrated and a little impatient and start trying to force things.
right, right. Now you're just coming off of a pretty good win.
Yeah,
I was following you in the tournament. How did that feel to pull off that victory?
no, it felt great. It's been a while since I've won one, so it felt nice to get back in the winner's circle. Living here, definitely the 2 weeks prior to the tournament, I was out there, grinding, putting green, chipping green, on the course, working on some field stuff. So it felt good to have all the hard work pay off that week.
Now you feel like everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Aiden just won because he had a home course advantage."
Yeah, unfortunately, I got asked that
Yeah,
if I play out there a good bit, and to be
right.
honest with you, I hadn't played that course in about 2, 3 years,
Okay,
up until
okay.
2 weeks before the tournament. But I definitely used my home field advantage the 2 weeks prior before the tournament.
Right, right. Yeah, I was following you the whole way, man. And I was like, oh man, he did it the first day. Now can he do it again the second day? And you
Yeah,
pretty
yes,
much did it again the second day, you know?
sir. Had a couple miscues here and there, but just happy to get the job done.
It didn't bother your score. You finished with a double digit score, right? 11
Yeah,
under, something like that.
yeah, yes, sir. 11 under.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, he's killing the competition.
Yeah, yeah, and
Uh,
a lot of good competition. There's definitely a little bit of pressure. I had Eric, I had Harrison James behind me, I had Jude
yeah,
Carver,
Harrison gonna be crawling down your back. You know that, right?
and I played with Harrison both days, and I
Yeah.
know what he's capable of. So
Oh
it was it
yeah.
was it was good to come away with the win.
Yeah, that was good. Now, do you feel like you're playing your best golf ever?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about 11 under for a 2 day tournament. It's some good golf. So I'd be
Good
crazy.
golf.
It's not some of the best golf I've played, but it's only up from here, and the hard work keeps going. So I look to future tournaments and better scores.
That's good, man. That's good. Now, what are some of your tournaments you got coming up real soon?
Um, I'm not too big of a winter golfer. I'm not a huge fan of the cold.
Yeah,
I've lived down south my entire life, so I
yeah.
try to get away from some of the winter tournaments. But next up on my schedule is the end of February, beginning of March, in the DJ World Junior up at TPC Myrtle Beach.
That's right. Yeah, I saw you on the playlist. Now,
Yeah,
now, that win that you got, man, that should have got you into that heritage, the junior heritage.
yeah. A little bummed out I didn't get into the Junior Heritage, but
Yeah,
that's been really great field, and I'm sure I was probably pretty close to getting in, but
yeah,
we move on, and I look forward to the other tournaments. I'll prove.
that's right. Because it's only I think 3 to 5 players from South Carolina that's in it so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. There's not a whole lot of players from South Carolina. I mean, it's really
Tight.
good all
Yeah,
around. I know there's not a whole lot of players in the field to begin with, but
Right.
it'll be fun to watch who wins. It's at two great courses down in Hilton Head, so it'll be fun to watch.
That's true. That's true. Now, what would you now knowing what you know now, Aiden, what would you tell that younger Aiden to speed up the process of getting better and getting better and getting better? What would you go back
Um,
and tell that younger Aiden?
I would definitely say just make every practice session have a purpose to every practice session, and just grind every day. That's a big word I go off of. And bad days, good days, just always keep grinding. I definitely say practice with a purpose, and
Right.
all the times that you're out there to be able to practice, I would just say take the most of it, take advantage of it, and have a good time, but always see the end goal and practice hard.
That's right. That's right. Now, so let's talk about the bad days. Now, golf is a tough sport, and you're going to have some good days and you're going to have some bad days. When you're not playing your best, what do you try to tell yourself, in terms of just trying to stay calm, cool, collected? Because golf can really get away from you. So,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
do you do to keep cool on the course when you don't have your best stuff?
Yeah, and I'll be the first one to tell you, my mental game has always been a challenge. It's something I'm still improving on, and something I have improved on over the last couple years, months.
Can you tell us some examples of what you do when you're playing bad?
Um, Younger Aiden would,
Yeah.
would not be very happy, but the older and more matured Aiden, he definitely keep it inside. Work on his breathing. Just
Good.
take a step
Gotta
back,
gotta
relax.
move side, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Don't rush. One thing I've always been, after a bad hole, I'd always rush to the tee box and want to be the first to hit. And now I just kind of stay back and, just go about my business and, stick to my routine, stick to my plan. And, some days are, better than others, but even the bad ones, it's just fun to be out there, having a good time.
That's right. Now, how do you work on the mental part of your game? Do you read? Do you listen? Do you have a mental performance coach? What do you do to work on that?
Don't have a mental performance coach. Our the golf school just got one about I want to say a week ago. So I look
Oh,
forward to work.
nice.
I look forward to working with him.
Okay.
Before and once I go to college. But I do read. I've listened to some audiobooks. I got a couple books for Christmas, DVDs. Just
Good.
figuring out tournament golf and just watching some of the guys that have worked with pro golfers and seeing how they go about their business.
That's good. Now you play again, you play some high level golf. For
Yeah.
those of you that just tuning in, we're talking with Aiden Aguilar. How do you balance academics and golf? It's a little bit easier now that you're a senior, you only got one or two classes, but how do you balance golf? And because you want to put as much time in as possible. So how do you balance it?
Right. School's never been one of my favorite things to say the least. But
Boy, you
I
sound like my son.
yeah. But I always make do. I've never been top of my class by any means, but I'm always
Yeah.
right kind of in the middle. I get good enough grades. I pass with A's, B's. So that's not really a whole issue. I don't. I wouldn't say I put in the extra effort, but I definitely put in a good amount of effort in school. And with golf, it's definitely easier now, like you said. But before, every day after school, I would just take the time. I'm thankful for my mom and grandpa to be able to take me out to the golf course,
That's right.
and just give me the time to practice. Obviously, I know in the winter it's tough, but I would still make do with that hour and a half and go practice with a purpose.
Yeah. And being that you get out earlier now, you can put in more than an hour and a half now.
Yeah, yes, sir, absolutely. Now
All
it's
right.
5 hours a day.
You can roll now, right? Just let it rip, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
now what do you like to do outside of golf, Aiden?
I played basketball for a while. So I like to play some pickup here and there. I love
Yeah,
spending time with my family, my friends, my girlfriend.
that's good. And your girlfriend, she's understanding of your golf schedule.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, huge supporter. She knows that golf will always be a priority of mine, but I always do my best to make sure she's a priority too.
All right. So you make sure you balance that too, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Life's always about balance. School, girlfriend,
Good.
golf, all of it.
Family. Right. Now, do you have a funny story, Aiden, that you can share with us as you gone along this journey, what's probably one of the most memorable or funny stories that you don't mind sharing on the broadcast tonight?
Um, I'd probably say, one of the most memorable. It might not have been one of the funniest, but
Yeah.
some that would see it as funny. It was about 2 summers ago. I was playing golf with some of my buddies after school, and
Hmm.
I was playing out at Hackler, right by Coastal Carolina, and
That's right.
I hit a shot on I think it was the sixth or seventh hole, and yeah, landed right in front of the cup, and we thought it might have went in. And me and my buddy just went running up there, all 200 yards sprinting to go see it went in.
Right.
It ended up did going in, but that was a fun time.
So
But
that was a holding one you had that day?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Good. How many holding ones have you had so far?
I've had two. That's
Two.
the one. That's probably the more recent one. But I've also had one about when I was probably about 10 at a par three course. Some people might not count it, but I'll count it.
Yeah. You'll take it, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm
Good.
lucky to have
Now,
one.
now good. So now people talk about, golf, you want to have your nutrition right. What's your pre-tournament meal that you like to eat before you go play?
Yeah, I kind of always mix it up. I like some scrambled eggs.
Okay.
I like bacon. I always make sure to get a little bit of protein. So I kind of most of the time I'll go to Dunkin' and get a sourdough breakfast sandwich. Just
Okay.
scrambled eggs, cheese, bacon.
That's good. That's good. So now looking forward to college. Uh talk to us about that experience and signing with your college team, and was it nerve-wracking? What was that process like?
Yeah, you only get to do it once,
Yeah.
so you don't really ever know what you're going to expect. But I think the whole, recruiting process, the committing, the signing, all of it was great. I couldn't have asked for better supporters. I'm lucky to have a bunch of supporters. I'm grateful to have the opportunity. Thank you, Coach Riddle. Thank you, Coach Jordan, for giving me the opportunity to go play at Lander. I'm just excited. I'm excited, grateful to have the opportunity, and look forward to what I can do.
Yeah, Landis a top 10 school, top 10 D2 school, and I'm sure they play great tournaments, great
Yeah,
courses,
absolutely.
travel a lot. What was the deciding factor for you to go? Why did you like Lander?
Um, Number one would probably be the coaches. I love the
Okay.
It's just, the feeling I got from them, the times I talked to them over the phone, the times I would email and text, the time I would, I took my unofficial visit. It was just great. All, they gave a great experience. And I would say number two, definitely some of the dining options. They have a really good dining hall.
Okay.
A lot of options. That's
Don't tell me they have Chipotle there.
they got something close to it, and they
Okay.
got
Okay.
Chipotle that I can go to. So
Good. Good. Yeah, one of the schools that was on our list was High Point. We heard High Point had
yeah,
like some of the best food, but
yeah, yes,
they were in between coaches, so we couldn't really get that right
yes, sir.
communication going. Yeah. So, all right. So listen, man, would you like to give the next level a shot if possible?
Yeah. For sure. It's
Okay.
always been a goal. I know how hard it is. But I'm always going to work hard. I'm always going to grind. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we'll see what we can do in the game of golf and further it for people younger. And just be involved with golf in some sort of way. But I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. I'm definitely willing to work hard to get to that point.
Good. That's good. It's going to take a lot of work,
Yeah,
a lot of work.
I'm
Okay.
absolutely.
Good. Now, who are some of your favorite PGA players, past
Um,
or now
I,
or
I
present?
definitely say Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood's one of my favorite.
Fleetwood.
Uh,
Okay.
hasn't won on the PGA Tour yet, but
Yeah, I see
he's
you got I got to see you got the hair like Fleetwood.
yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Uh,
Right.
yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. I think Dustin Johnson, he's another big one.
Yeah.
We went to school down here close to where I'm at.
Also, right. Yeah, he's from up here, Columbia.
Yeah, yes, sir, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
went to Coastal. My coach
Mhm.
Alan Terrell, he's worked with him some, so he's definitely one. And then obviously, the greatest of all time, Tiger. I got her.
Okay. Now, would that be your dream foursome?
Yeah,
Tiger, Dustin, and Tommy?
I think it would. I think it
Okay.
would.
Okay.
I think that'd be a pretty cool foursome.
Good. Good. Now they got this new thing called the TGL. Give us your take on that. Did you get a chance to watch it? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
Yeah,
how do you feel about the
I,
new TGL?
I watched the first 10 holes on Tuesday night. I think it's a really cool concept. I think it brings a whole different vision to the game of golf.
Mhm.
I think it's definitely different, to what we're used to watching on TV, during the weekends, during Thursday, Friday. But I think I think it's a good idea. I'm excited to look forward, what it has the rest of the season. But I think Tuesday night was great, great opening night for the TGL.
Yeah, I checked it out, and the thing that's different to me is the the turf that you hit off of.
Right
It's a true field. You know, you're hitting out of sand, you're hitting out of rough.
there.
You know, the fairway. They've got a nice size fairway, and you taking a divot. So that's what makes
Yeah,
it
yes,
interesting
sir.
for me.
Yeah, I think it definitely gives a. I know you're hitting into a screen, but it definitely gives real course vibes. Whereas most simulators, you're just sitting off a turf hitting into a screen, back and forth. But I think this definitely brings a different angle and more technology to it,
Hmm.
than, than most stuff.
Now, do you have a favorite team?
Yeah, I was looking at the teams, and I got to say the LA Golf Club. I think it's I want to say it's Tommy Fleetwood, Colin Morikawa, Sahith Theegala, and there's one other person I'm trying kind of drawing a blank on, but that's my go-to team. So I'll be pulling. I think they play next week against Jupiter Lynx Tigers team. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that's my team, Jupiter Lynx.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah,
So,
we got good friend of our Wills Lowry. He's
oh
doing
yeah,
doing some stuff with Jupiter Links, and
okay,
I entered a contest. Sorry about that. I entered a contest, and they sent us some shirts. They sent us
great.
nice couple of pair of shirts, and
I
so we
was
go. Hmm?
I was looking at their merchandise, so I think I'm gonna have to get at least once. I'm gonna have to get at least something with the LA Golf Club on it. But I look,
Yeah, yeah, that's some nice merch.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So man, let's take some time out. I want you to give us some people that's been a big influence in your life. That's when you look at your golf journey, you can look back and say, man, I really appreciate this person or these people for helping me advance
Yeah,
along the way. Who you want to give a shout out to?
I definitely give a shout out to my mom, my grandpa. They're definitely two of my big supporters. They've always taken me places. They've always provided.
You know they spend a lot of money on you, right?
Oh yeah, golf's a very expensive sport. You spend a lot of money. Um,
Right, right.
but they're definitely my two biggest ones. I definitely like to give a shout out to Alan Terrell and the DJ Golf School. They've done so much for me. Been there for probably the last 4 years, I would say. He's definitely evolved my golf game. He's gotten to me the level where I'm at now. And then definitely Zach Cockenberry with Greenside Performance. I had some back problems last fall into the winter, and I was hesitant to go. Never done anything like it, but over the summer into the new year, I've been working with him. We've got my back stronger, feel great. Best I've felt in a while. So it's good to
Yeah.
be able to play all the time.
All right. But make sure you tell Alan Terrell we say hello.
Yeah,
I took John down there a couple of years ago and did some work with Alan. Him and
yeah,
Alan did some work together. So make sure you tell him we said hello, okay?
yeah. Thank you.
Now what's in the bag? What do you
Um,
what kind of sticks you playing these days?
so, so I got a Scotty Cameron blade putter.
Okay.
Um,
Is that
that's
Newport too?
sorry.
Newport?
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
Okay.
I got the new SM10 Vokey wedges, 60,
Okay.
56, 52. Then
Okay.
I got the Apex Pro irons.
Okay.
Um, and then I've got a Callaway
That's Callaway,
18.
right? Callaway Apex? Callaway?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And then a Callaway 18 degree little driving iron.
Okay.
And then the QI10 three wood and driver.
So you got a little mixed bag.
Yeah, I do. I do. I've never.
Yeah.
I've loved Callaway.
You and John about the same. He's got Ping woods, and he's got TaylorMade irons, and then he's got TaylorMade wedges, and then he's got a Odyssey putter.
Yeah,
So
yes, I've always kind of moved around. I've always been into Callaway,
yeah,
and once I go with Alan Terrell, he's a TaylorMade rep. So I've been fortunate enough to get some stuff from him. Um,
yeah.
I love the three driver. I look forward to the QI 35. I haven't hit it yet, but I look forward to hitting it.
Yeah, once you get sponsored, you can only play with one brand, all right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, listen, we how can our listeners reach out to you on social media? How can they find you?
Instagram. I'm not a huge social media guy, but
Okay.
Instagram. And if you ask me my handle, I have no idea, but it's Aiden Aguilar something.
That's
That's all.
okay. I got it right. I got it right here. Hold on for a second. I'll give it to our listeners that may want to reach out to you. They may have some questions for you.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So now you got two. So I
Golf
think
I started in the last couple months, just as
okay.
some of my scores out.
So you like the Aiden underscore Aguilar, or you like the Aiden Aguilar golf? Which one you
Uh,
like?
Probably the golf one. Probably the golf one.
The golf one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the golf one is, let's see here. Let's make sure we get everybody the right handle. Let's see here. Aiden. Okay, here we go. So it's Aiden underscore Aguilar golf. I think
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you welcome. Yeah, you
I'm
welcome.
not a
They
huge
they
social
they real
media
they
guy.
real close though, you know.
Forgot the underscore.
They're real close. Well,
Yeah.
Aiden, it's good to have you on this episode of the Junior Golf Podcast.
Yeah.
Man, good luck in the future, and we look forward to seeing you out on the PGA Tour soon. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.